everyone, greetings to you all. This is the Cryptoprophet. Click on that subscribe button to enable you get notified anytime I drop video contents like this. And without wasting much time, let's take a look at today's video. So guys, as usual, my channel is always very educative. I need you to follow me, subscribe to my channel, and share this video. As usual, you're going to learn a lot. And let's proceed with today's video. So guys, I want to first talk about the stock markets before I enter into Bitcoin, because there's something very important I need you all to take note of. Now today we had a spike, or let's say on the 15th we had a spike in the VIX. Okay, and this brought about a spike in the S&P 500. The stock markets fell a bit, and this is what actually affected the crypto space. So I'll be coming to that shortly. So guys, let's take a look at the VIX. Now, in the one-day chart of the VIX, okay, if we take a look at the one-day chart of the VIX, you guys would see that we are about having this cross. And the last time we had this cross was in the month of October. Okay, the first week of October we had this cross, and this made the VIX very bullish. Okay, this made the VIX to be bullish, and if the VIX is bullish, then that means the S&P 500 is also going to experience the opposite, which is what? A bearish state. So we are about having this cross, and it's not a coincidence, and this is going to be a death cross. So in other words, this is going to plunge the VIX and make the VIX to be what? Bearish. And if the VIX is bearish, then definitely the S&P 500 would be what? Bullish. So guys, if we take a look at the 1 hour chart of the VIX, okay, if we take a look at the 1 hour chart of the VIX, there's something I just want to speak about here. Now the 1 hour chart of the VIX is looking bullish. Okay, so this means the S&P 500 is going to experience some form of it's going to experience a bearish trend for some few hours of opening for today, because the 1 hour chart of the VIX is looking bullish. But there is something I want to state here. Now if you take a look at the 1 hour chart of the VIX and you compare it with this indicator, okay, now if you compare it with this indicator, you would see that this indicator is what? Is going down. This indicator is doing what? It's going downward. Okay, it's slanting downward. Let's check the trend line. You can see it's slanting downward. Okay, but if you take a look at the VIX, you would see that the VIX is doing what? It's going upward in the 1 hour charts. So this is what I am anticipating. I'm actually looking at the VIX creating a higher high, okay, to confirm this bearish divergence. So if the VIX opens by tomorrow, I'm expecting, or later in the day today, if we have an opening in the stock market and you see the stock market dropping further, just know the stock market is forming a bullish divergence, which automatically is leading to a bearish divergence for the VIX. So if the VIX has a spike up, definitely that is going to complete this pattern, which is what? A bearish divergence. So if this pattern goes down, and definitely you can see this indicator is also doing what? It's going down. This is also forming a what? A bearish divergence. This is going down, okay, but if you check, it looks like this is going up. So if you take a look at the 1 day charts of the VIX, the 1 day chart already of the VIX is turning bearish. It's already turning bearish. Let's take out these lines. Yes, you can see it's turning bearish. So my guess is the VIX is going to have a spike, possibly to around this region. Maybe if it's very strong, it can come to around this point, and then that would be all. And this is definitely going to have a cross. So this is what we should all be excited about, because the VIX is turning bearish, and that automatically is leading to a bullish trend for the S&P 500. Let's get into the S&P 500 so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Okay, the S&P 500 SPX. So we'll be taking a look at the S&P 500. So guys, as you can see, the S&P 500 dropped yesterday. it dropped on the 15th, and this is what led to the drop you saw for Bitcoin. So if we take a look at the 1 hour charts of the S&P 500, let's compare the 1 hour charts so you guys can compare it with the VIX. Alright, so you can see, okay, so this is the 1 hour chart of the S&P 500, and if you observe, you would see we're about having a bearish cross. As you can see it, this white line is getting closer. Okay, it's almost a bearish cross, confirming what you have with the VIX. The VIX is looking bullish in the 1 hour charts. The S&P 500 is looking bearish in the 1 hour charts. So my guess is this, guys: when the S&P 500 opens, if you see it drop further, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised, because if this drops further, definitely is also going to affect a whole lot of other areas of the market as well. Okay, but I don't really see this as very significant. Why? Because it's in the 1 hour charts. But if you go higher, if you go to the higher time frames, if you check the 4 hour charts, okay, you would see that in the 4 hour charts it is looking what's bullish. This is looking bullish in the 4 hour charts, and if you go higher, you would also see it looking more bullish. So let's go to the 1 day chart and check. Alright, so you can see in the 1 day charts, we seem to be finding supports in the 1 day charts. So the 1 day charts is actually, building up to become bullish. So my guess is this, guys: we are simply building up for a what? For a reversal to the upside, based on the information that we have gotten from the VIX. If we check the 4 hour charts of the VIX, let's look at the 4 hour chart of the VIX. Okay, let's see what's there. 4 hour chart of the VIX. Alright, so you can see the 4 hour chart of the VIX is actually looking bearish. Let's check the 8 hour charts of the VIX. Okay, guys, so you can see for the 8 hour chart of the VIX, this actually is yeah, it's just consolidating. So from all indications, guys, and I'm telling you this from the bottom of my heart, the stock market is forming a bottom. It's forming a bottom because the VIX, the 1 day chart of the VIX, is turning bearish. So this is what we need to pay attention to. This is what we need to take advantage of, because this market is actually preparing for a rally. So let's enter into the crypto space. I need you guys to see something, and listen. I will be sharing something very important in the crypto space about Bitcoin. So watch this video to the end, because it is really going to help you. So let's enter into the Bitcoin charts. Now, this is the Bitcoin charts, and I want to share something with you all, and it's very important. Now, this is the question that everybody is asking, and I believe the Crypto Prophet, I have an answer to this question. Now, this is the question. The question is this: Crypto Prophet, do you think Bitcoin has bottomed? Do you think Bitcoin would drop lower to lower prices? Or do you think we would keep on going higher from here? Now, when I ask, or when the question is being asked, do you think Bitcoin would drop to lower prices? The lower prices is taking out this low. Now, Bitcoin had a low of around $80,000. This happened on the 21st. Okay, on the 21st of November. 21st of November, Bitcoin had a low of $80,000. Now, I have seen it on YouTube. Certain YouTubers are speaking about we dropping lower. But you see, I'm coming out to give you reasons why I'm of the opinion that we may not see those lower prices that these YouTubers are actually talking about. Because I'm seeing a lot of YouTubers talking about the $75,000 range or the $78,000 range. Some are even saying we would drop as low as $72,000. But you see, based on these facts and parameters that I'm going to be sharing with you all, I am of the opinion that we may not see such low prices, or even if we do see such low prices, we would have what we call a spike just long wicks that would not last, just like you're having here, guys. Listen, we dropped down to $80,000 for Bitcoin, and then we suddenly had a very high buying pressure. We didn't stay below those prices for long, as you can see here. Same thing happened here when we dropped down to $83,000. We didn't stay below those low prices. We rather had a sharp spike. Okay, we didn't stay here for long. We rather had a high buying pressure which pushed the price upward. Okay, as you guys can see, very plain here. So I am actually of the opinion that we may not necessarily go below this $80,000. We may not necessarily go below this $80,000. And this is my reason. Take a look at this blue line. Okay, if you take a look at this blue line, you guys would see that this blue line seems to be going upward, right? Now when Bitcoin dropped down to around $80,000, okay, we encountered this blue line, and then the next candlestick that formed still came on this blue line. We only had a spike, and as the days go by, this blue line keeps going higher. As you guys can see, we keep going higher, and this candlestick didn't drop below here, followed by the next one, and now we're having the next one. So guys, I feel Bitcoin is actually following this blue line. From all indications, Bitcoin seems to be following this blue line, because if we expand these charts, now Bitcoin has not dropped below this blue line for a very long time. As a matter of fact, since the year 2023, since we broke out of this blue line in the year 2023, Bitcoin has not dropped down to these low levels before. As a matter of fact, this is the first time after a very long time. This is the very first time we are dropping down to this blue line. So if you guys would observe something here, I wouldn't be wrong. To be honest with you, I wouldn't be wrong. Now I had to mark this. Okay, I had to mark this price. Guys, look at it. Where this horizontal line is touching this blue line is around $85,000. Let's say around 85,121. So from all indications, guys, I'm not expecting Bitcoin to drop and open lower prices below this blue line, because so far we've seen it has been respecting this blue line for a reasonable number of days. Okay, if we calculate the number of days for the past 21 days, Bitcoin has been respecting this blue line. And remember, the VIX is turning what? Bearish. The S&P 500 is turning bullish. So this actually confirms that there is strength coming into Bitcoin. To be honest with you, I do not think Bitcoin would drop below this blue line, or we would open a candlestick below here. Now, even if we do have a spike downward, even if we do have a sharp spike downward, I am of the opinion that that spike would not last. Even if we would have a sharp spike, it would be followed by a high buying power. I'm telling you, we won't last there for long. I stand to be corrected. I'm telling you guys, based on the facts from the charts. So for me, I feel this is the best time to buy Bitcoin. This is just the very best time to buy Bitcoin, to be honest with you. So let's get into the next charts. Alright guys, so now I want to share this with you all. Now this is a very important structure that I see forming here for Bitcoin on these charts, and I want to share this with you. Now if you check this purple line, okay, now for the past 21 days, this structure has been consistent. So I am actually of the opinion that this new candlestick is still going to follow this same structure, and I stand to be corrected. You see, I, the crypto prophets, my own ways and my own patterns are always different. Just like I told you guys that I'm actually of the opinion that we may not see very low prices for Bitcoin. Okay, the way most YouTubers are actually calling for these low prices, we may not see these low prices based on the first chart that I shared with you, which was this blue line. I told you guys that based on this theory, I do not think Bitcoin would drop below the blue line or open candlesticks below the blue line. So now I want to talk about this purple line, and there's a structure Bitcoin is forming here which I just need to bring to your notice. Okay, now for the past 21 days Bitcoin has not really closed a candlestick below this purple line. This is what nobody is talking about. Anyway, nobody will talk about it because this particular indicator was developed by me, the Crypto Prophets. So you're not going to find it easily, except with me. So if I'm sharing it with you, definitely I wouldn't be expecting another person to have this indicator. Alright, so now if you take a look at this first candlestick, okay, we had a drop below the purple line. But then what happened? Let's take out this line so you guys can see the screen clearly. Now we had a drop below this purple line, but then when this candlestick closed, it closed above the purple line. As you guys can see, we had a drop, then when it closed, we closed above the purple line. Now the same thing happened here. We had a drop, but when we closed above the purple line. Now when we had a drop for this candlestick, we touched exactly this purple line, and then we had a close above it. So guys, right now we have dropped below the purple line. So I'm of the opinion that the next candlestick that would form, this particular candlestick that we are in currently, we would close above this purple line, and the price that I'm looking at is around $88,000. So if you see Bitcoin pumping to $88,000 and above, just know that we are doing what? We are turning bullish. That's what I need you guys to understand, because like I told you, I said from the first chart I shared with you, this blue line keeps on going higher. So as it's going higher, it's creating higher highs. Just like here, we had a drop down to $80,000 as the low. The next candlestick, we dropped down to what? $83,000 as the low, right? The next one, we dropped down to what? We dropped down to $87,000 as the low, right? And now I'm coming to tell you guys that if you see Bitcoin closing above, if you see Bitcoin closing above $88,000, then have it at the back of your mind that we are turning bullish. And if you guys check, we keep on doing what's going higher. Now even if we have, even if this candlestick dropped below this one, we are still in order because it hasn't dropped below this one or this one. From all indications, we've not gone below this one or below this one. No, we've not gone below it. So where I would know that we are actually turning very bearish is if we start dropping below this candlestick. But the truth is, even if we drop below this candlestick, I do not think Bitcoin would go so low below $83,000. And I'm going to be sharing the reason why I'm saying this. Listen, I, the Crypto Prophet, I have secrets. Okay, I have secrets. I have secrets that I work with that you're not going to find elsewhere. So the next chart I'll be showing with you, I would give you my honest opinion why I feel Bitcoin would not drop below $83,000, or why we will not drop below 83 or even $82,000 the way most persons are actually calling for this. I do not feel we would drop below these prices. And the next video, or the next chart I'll be sharing with you rather, I'm going to prove this theory to you. Now, in the first chart I shared with you, I shared the VIX with you. I've shared the S&P 500 with you. I've shared the next chart showing us this blue line, why I feel we would not open below this price. I've given you guys the reason in the previous charts, and now this next chart I'm sharing with you, I'm telling you that the next candlestick that would open, I'm expecting it to open above this purple line. This would be the cheat code. This would be my cheat code. If I see the next candlestick opening and I see it opening above this purple line, I would just smile, because I would know that that is a pattern that Bitcoin is simply following. So the next chart I'll be sharing with you, I would be backing up my opinion and why I feel Bitcoin would not go below $83,000, why we are not going to go below this price, and why Bitcoin has officially bottomed. And mind you, we bottomed from the 21st of November when we dumped down to $80,000. So I'm actually of the opinion that we would not be dropping below this candlestick. To be honest with you, we won't be dropping or open a candlestick below this one. Now we can actually drop, we can actually have a spike dropping below here, but I do not think we would open candlesticks below to confirm this lower level. No, I do not think so. So let's get into the next charts, guys. So now let's take a look at this chart. This chart was developed by me, the Cryptoprophet, and this is actually an indication, okay, letting us know that Bitcoin has actually bottomed officially on the 21st of November. Officially, Bitcoin has bottomed, and I am actually bringing out this chart to back up that particular point of mine. So if we take a look at this chart, guys, currently Bitcoin is resting on this line, and since the month of March 2023 we've not broken below this line, as you can see. Okay, we've not broken below this line, as you all can see. Now when we dropped down to this line, when we touched it, we bottomed, and then Bitcoin had a bullish rally, and it didn't go below these points. This was in the month of January 2022. So guys, I am actually of the opinion that we would have something similar to this, which is very obvious. When I say something similar, I do not think the price would go below these points, because if you take a look at these points, it is touching this line, and then the next candlestick that formed did not go below here. Same thing with here. So where this line is actually resting on currently is at $83,000, $83,461. That's where this line is currently resting in, as you all can see. So I'm actually of the opinion that even if Bitcoin would have a spike, we would just come to these points and rest here. I don't think we would drop and go lower than $80,000, so open a higher, open prices lower than this price. I don't think so. I don't think so. Based on this indicator that I'm sharing with you all, I do not think so. I don't think Bitcoin would drop and open candlesticks below this point. I don't think so. To be honest with you all, I do not think so. So based on the first video I shared with you about the blue line, and then the next one I shared with you about the purple line, and then this one now that I'm sharing with you about this yellow line, I am of the opinion, I the Cryptoprophet, if you ask me, I'm of the opinion that this is the best time to buy Bitcoin. So we should be buying and investing into Bitcoin at this time. All these indicators are developed by me, the Cryptoprophet. They are gotten from inspiration. So when I'm speaking, I know exactly what I'm saying. So I do not think this is actually going to happen. I do not think we would have a drop the way most YouTubers are actually calling for, 70k, 75 and all that. I don't really think we would have such drops, because you see, Whenever you see a lot of people calling for a certain price, it's actually an indication that the price may not actually even get there. That's the truth. Because some persons may actually be waiting for lower prices, but you see they may wait and this may not happen. Because based on this, these lines are just going up. As you can see, they are going upward. So this is actually a very good indicator, because as you can see, when Bitcoin got to this point, we had a rejection. Okay, we got to this point, we had a rejection, we got here, we had a rejection, we got here, we had a rejection. Some of the opinion that when we still get up here, we may still have another rejection, but this line would have climbed higher. So I don't think the next candlestick would drop and take out this candlestick. No, it would come to this line and have a bounce. So even if we do have a spike for Bitcoin, we would have a spike to around $83,000 and then have a high buying pressure and then keep going higher. That is my final conclusion. So I'll be sharing the next chart with you before I end this video. Designed these charts 2 days ago. Okay, then I came to discover this, and I was actually very excited anyway. Now, if you take a look at these charts, Bitcoin, this is actually the Bitcoin charts, but it's different from the normal Bitcoin that you know, because if you check these charts, when we come here to around the month of January, this high is the same with this other high in the month of July. But Bitcoin, the original Bitcoin chart, is not having equal highs. Okay, because Bitcoin hits $126,000 higher. So this chart is actually equal. Let me call it the Bitcoin equal weight charts. That's the name I'm going to call this chart. The Bitcoin equal weight charts is what I'm going to call this chart. Bitcoin equal weight charts. So if you check these charts, when Bitcoin encountered this red line, that's when we began having a decline, right? Look at it. When we pumped and then we encountered this red line in this candlestick, that's when we started dropping. And when we pumped above this white line, we had a strong bull run. Then we dropped back to this white line, had another strong bull run, dropped again, came down to this point, had a strong bull run, then we dropped below this white line for the first time since 2023 October. We dropped below this white line in the month of October 2025. That's 2 years later. So guys, this is what I want to say. Now, if we pump above this white line, I would be watching out. I, the Cryptoprophet, I'll be watching out if we have a pump above this white line. Okay, if we do have a pump above this white line, that is going to be a very strong bullish trend for Bitcoin. It would activate a very strong bullish uptrend for Bitcoin, and I'll be watching out for this, because once we pump above this white line, I, the Cryptoprophet, I would add to my Bitcoin position. I would add to other altcoin positions, because I would know that it is a very good rally that is coming. So this is why you need to get into my channel. This is why you need to get into the channel of the Cryptoprophet, because it is really going to help you. This is what I have to say. You need to get into my channel. It is really going to help you. So I would also be watching out, because if we encounter this red line at some points, now I also want to say this, even if we encounter this red line, the original Bitcoin chart may even be making a new higher high. It may even have hit a new all-time high, because this chart does not necessarily follow the highs and the lows. This is what I need you guys to know. This is the point I need you to know. This chart does not necessarily follow highs or lows, because if you check January 2025 and July 2025 had the same high, okay, equal highs, as you can see, but Bitcoin made new all-time highs. So there's a very high possibility that if we get up to this red line, Bitcoin may have even hit a brand new all-time high. So what I'm just trying to say is this: if we get to this red line, I will take it as, I will start watching out for a dump, So if we get to this white line, massive pump. If we get to this red line, I will start watching out for a rejection. But if we break out of this red line, that is really going to be a strong rally for Bitcoin. So this information is available in the channel of the Crypto Prophets. So this is why you need to be part of that channel. It is really going to help you. So I will be sharing with you the last parts of this video before I end it, and I'll be taking a look at another chart. So let's get into that. This is the last chart I'll be sharing with you, and this is actually what makes me very excited. Now you see, I'm of the opinion that the month of January would be very bullish for Bitcoin, more than the month of December. But you see, the month of December is going to build up a strong foundation for a Bitcoin pump that is actually on its way, or that is already building, that is already in place. Because don't forget, I've told you guys that the VIX is turning bearish, thereby leading to a bullish move for the S&P 500. And based on these charts, based on all the parameters that are in place, I'm actually of the opinion that we are going to have a strong bull run for Bitcoin, which is coming, is building. It's in the making. Bitcoin has formed a bottom. So if you take a look at these charts, from the month of July, okay, July into August and upward, yes, Bitcoin has actually been, in a bearish trend from that time. Okay, we've been having ups and downs. That's why you're seeing this candlestick green. But now if you check this line, this white line and this red line, this white line is about crossing this red line to the downside. And if this cross occurs, this candlestick that is on top of this white line is going to drop. It will come down. And if it comes down, that would be a strong catalyst for Bitcoin, causing the price to skyrocket. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Listen to the words of the crypto prophets. This is very important. When we have a cross, when we have this white line crossing this red line, I am of the opinion that this chart would be forced downward. And if this chart is forced downward, the price of Bitcoin is going to rise. Bitcoin is going to skyrocket in price, and we are very close to this occurring. So for me, based on everything I've shared with you all, based on all the information that I've shared, I wouldn't be wrong if I tell you that the market has bottomed. I've given you all the points. I've showed you all the charts to back up my theory, telling you why I'm of the opinion that the market has bottomed and why you need to be in the crypto space. So if you're following the crypto prophets, ensure you take advantage of this information. A new Gemcoin channel has been created. Ensure you get into that channel, and you're going to get all this information. Everything I've shared here, I would be giving updates about that. So it is going to be very exciting. We're going to make money based on this information. You're not going to find this information anywhere else except with the crypto prophets. So take advantage of it. Alright guys, so see you in my Gemcoin channel. I remain the crypto prophet. God bless you all. Send an email, tradingexploits7@gmail.com. Check the descriptive part of this video, get the email, send an email. The admins there would respond to you. So that will be all for now. Thank you. I remain the crypto prophet. God bless you.